Just to let everyone know, welcome to this online PD. I just want to start off by saying that I'm very new at this myself. And so just this past month and a half, 2 months, since I guess March, so 2.5 months now, this was almost the first time that I was using a lot of these applications, and it's been a lot of trial and error with my students. I've used these for my students in my French class with Edmonton Public. I teach junior high French. However, some of these apps, some of my Greek school teachers have used for Greek school online classes. So it's still an ongoing process. I'm still learning new things. I only really know how to do basic things for each of these sites, but it kind of gives you an idea of what you can do, and then you can look at each site further if you really enjoy one of them. Our Greek school decided to use a Google platform. So we decided to use Google Classroom. So if you have a Gmail account, you have a lot of tabs that you can use, a lot of applications, and one of them is Google Classroom. There's also Google Meet, which is what we're on today, and then there's a couple other things that you can use to communicate with people. So we chose Google Classroom for two reasons. One reason was because students in regular schooling, especially with Edmonton Public, and some Edmonton Catholic schools were all using Google Classroom anyways. So they were using it already, and that was the platform that the parents were choosing. So I just thought, you know what, to keep it simple so that parents are not relearning new platforms and new things, we decided to stick with Google Classroom. If it's not something you want to do, that's your choice, but that's something that we wanted to look at, and we just felt it was easier to communicate. So with having a Google Classroom, students were able to log in with a Gmail account, and then teachers were able to post material. So whether it was an assignment, a message, you can even mark things on Google Classroom. You can kind of give a mark. And so there's different aspects to it. If you don't know what Google Classroom is about, I'm just going to show you quickly what Google Classroom looks like from one of our Greek school classrooms. And then this way you can just see for yourself. Maybe it's a platform that you want to continue using moving forward next year, and that's something that you might want to look at. So for Google Classroom, just so you know, it's going to be a platform that we use as a school next year, whether we're in school or whether we're online. It's a great place to post homework and just have parents being able to connect with you right away, as opposed to, you know, having a phone call or trying to find out an email address, or maybe seeing the parent next week at school or posting something on a website. So that's something that I wanted to let you know. So here, I'll show you here. So right now, these are the levels. I have my son's French immersion kindergarten class on here as well. But these are the different classes that we have for our Greek school. So we have preschool, kindergarten, levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in credits. So for example, if we click on our kindergarten classroom, it takes us to this page right here, where we can look at all the different assignments that or messages that the teacher posted. If you go under classwork, it is created by day. So we have organized this by date. It goes back to April 4th. And each teacher had to create, we had to put work that had to do with writing, with reading, I guess, online instruction, something to do with technology, and then some oral speaking. So this teacher here, you know, was assigning some reading and writing from the book that the students already had at home. They had a little story time. They had an activity on how many things do you see, so a visual, a little extra game for students to use, and any additional material. So for example, I'm a parent, April 4th, this is kind of what is the lesson today. I'm going to click on the story time, and then it kind of tells me what we're talking about here. So talks about the tasks. You can write out whatever you need, vocabulary words. And then at the bottom, it has the video. So you can upload anything that you want, a document, a PDF, a video, a slideshow, whatever you want for the student. And so that kind of gives you an idea of, and so now each student has a copy of this. So if I want, I can press this video. And now as a parent, and as a student, I get full access to this. So this is a story. The teacher has recorded the story, and she put in the English wording. Her and her husband, I guess, are really good at technology, so they were able to make this video. And then she reads the story out to the students. So parents were able to kind of follow along if they didn't speak Greek, but the story is read fully in Greek. And then she has some questions in her notes that she asked that you can kind of follow along. So this is one thing that if you are interested in, you can, look at choosing this type of platform for your school. You can also see the type of, I guess I shouldn't be showing the type of people, maybe I'm not supposed to, but you can see that it's been organized by different little categories, by date, so it's easy for parents to use, and you can share different things, and then students can, you can assign different assignments for them. You can do a Google form. So for example, this early finishers matching game, she made it a Google form. And so she put out the Google form, she created this, and then she shared it with the students. So she has the word caramella, which means candy, and then the students had to pick the syllables that were in that word. So, I mean, if the student can kind of see, they might pick the same kind of color, but they could pick the ones and then they could complete this. And then, it's kind of like a little a game that they've completed, and then she can see the results from each student. So that's very simple, but it's a nice platform to use if you would like to a place where you can assign work. Now, aside from that, I'm going to go to my next one. So this one is if you are using Google applications. It's called Jamboard. And Jamboard is found, so if I go here on my email, this is your application here. All your applications are on the side, so that's where you would download from. So on Jamboard, this is my FSL grid that I was using for, I was speaking to a lot of other French teachers, and we were sharing ideas. So to start off with a grid, you can choose the, okay, so here's a file. This is with my leadership class that I haven't done yet, and I'm going to do. And so it's just a plain blank page, okay? Just a plain blank page. And you can go through the different school challenges, community initiatives. These are all different topics that I chose. And on the side here, you can like put a little sticky note. So if you share this, if you're sharing this document, you can share it with however many people you'd like. So you would put in all the addresses that you would like to share this with. And then you can start by doing this together online as a class, or kids can contribute separately. So here's a sticky note. Maybe I want to say, what is your favorite food? And I'm going to say pasta. And that's going to go on there as a little sticky note. And then maybe another student is going to say they might want to pick blue, and they might say, oh, my favorite is, I don't know, pizza. And of course, they're writing this maybe in their language or depending on the type of conversation that you have. Okay? And so now you have a bunch of students are able to contribute to one. It's like a web. And then you can create different pages that then you can share with your students, and they can have this as like a ongoing, you can build vocabulary, whatever you'd like with it. So for example, this one with my French teachers. Okay. Sorry, my kids are talking in the background. So, You know, we talk about activities. I have tried to encourage my students to speak in the target language. So these are all things that teachers have tried to use. So every teacher had this document and they were able to, you know, write something. So share screening and speaking prompts, screencastify, getting them to play interactive games. So these were all different ideas that different teachers had. You know, activities about trying to get them to encourage speaking. What was another one? Challenges. So, you know, things that they face. So these are just, it's just a way to show you how people were able to all contribute into one, I guess, one type of platform. This might not work as well with young kids. It might work a little bit better with older students. It's called FlipGrid, flipgrid.com. You go in, you create an account, and then, so I have created an account, and then you choose My Grids. So my grid that I'm going to start with, you press Add New Grid, and you are going to, I called it Introduction. So we can play along if you guys want to log into, if you guys want to, actually no, I will create this and I will send you guys the link, okay? So I've created introductions. And I want you guys to just do a little mini introduction of yourself, just say where you're from, so you'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share, I'm going to copy the link, and I'm going to put it into our classroom. So you can click on that link, and if it asks you for a password, you're going to type in ELA 2020. So at the bottom, there's no new topics. Okay, I'm just going to keep it at 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can choose to make it a longer time period if you want to put a cap on the time. You want to make it so that all students can kind of see. And create the topic. So here's my topic. So I think this is, did everyone get in?
I'm in, but I don't know if I can see if other people are in.
Okay. So right now I'm going to record my response. So I'm going to press record. So you just press the plus green button and you can record your thing. So I'm going to say, hi there, my name is Maria from St. George's Hellenic Language School, and I am here presenting a PD this evening. Okay, so that's what I recorded. I'm going to press next. Hi there, my name is Maria from St. George's Hellenic Language School. You can review it, and then you take a selfie. Okay, so you take a selfie, and then you can decorate it. So you can put like a, I don't know, you can put like a little sticker. You can put in front of your face if you don't want your face to show. Kids can type in their name. This shows me as a student. So a student's view. So it shows that I have created something, someone else is going to be creating something, and so forth. Let me go back to see. Okay. Okay, so here is Trudy's. I don't know if hers is good or not. I have to view it first. So I might play it to see if it's okay. And if it's okay, then I'm going to change it from hidden to active. Okay. Because you don't want someone, I don't know, making a really terrible video, right, and posting it. So, so that feature kind of allows you to look at them first before you upload them. So now when I go to my classroom as a student, now me, Maria, can see Trudy's video. I can play her video.
Learning and just press submit.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to talk to you. This is a great opportunity for us to learn about FlipGrid.
okay? And if I want, I can even comment on her video and say, Trudy, you're so beautiful. Hi there, my name is Maria from... So, and then it goes to the next video. So as people keep doing that, you will see that you will create as many videos as you can. So maybe there's, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of us. If anyone else has been able to create a video. So I have an account. I logged in. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. And what it is you can create quizzes. So these are all quizzes that other people have created. And you can look up different topics, like find a quiz. So maybe you want to find a quiz on, I mean, it might have French stuff. So we can look at Ukrainian. So maybe there's Ukrainian food. I don't know. Oh, look, there's Ukrainian holidays, Ukrainian revolution, Ukrainian cultural heritage. There's a couple things. There might be, I know there's a lot for French, so I decided to put in, you know, French travel. Maybe that's the topic that I'm doing. French travel words. Okay, travel, worldwide travel. There's all these different quizzes. You might want a topic on food vocabulary. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that you can use this with any other language. So food vocabulary. Okay, maybe you want to check out this one right here. It looks like it's been played 340 times. It says 1st to 4th grade. That's the one I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to check this out. So these are the questions that they have. What is it? And it has a picture of the orange juice. Milk, ice cream, orange juice, or apples. So this is obviously something in English, but what you can do is you can save this game as your own now because they've made it public, and then you can change the questions. So for example, you know, I want to edit it. So I'm going to edit it, and it's now created a duplicate for me. So this is now mine. Okay, I can use this as my own, and I can change it. So I want to edit it. I don't want to call it food vocabulary. Maybe I want to call it something Greek. So if you have a Greek keyboard, a Ukrainian character keyboard, or you know, for Punjabi, you have different characters, you can type it in there. Okay, and then you can go in and now edit the question. So I don't want it to say, what is it? I want it to say, and then you can type in whatever you want it to say in your language. So maybe I want to say, I'm going to choose French right now. You know, okay, qu'est-ce que c'est? What is this? And instead of milk, I want to say du lait. Instead of orange juice, I'm going to type in the French one. And then you get to pick which one is the right answer. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. And then that kind of sets it off for the game. So, and then you press save. So now my question is saved. And then it just shows me that the right answer that the student has to pick. So once I'm done all my questions, the nice thing is about this is that the pictures are already there for you. So if you want to change a picture because you don't want to use this picture, then you can change it. If you want to use the pictures and you like them, it saves you a lot of time trying to find pictures and putting them in. So that's what I did with my French class. I can show you my quizzes. I looked through here and we did things on French around the world, La Francophonie, and we also did around the city. Okay, French vocabulary around the city, and then French culture around the world. So I'm going to look at how to play this game with you. So I want to share this with you. So we're going to play this game, and you can do 2 ways. You can play it live, so you can have all your students on a live chat meet, and you can play it together at the same time, and you can see which student wins. Or you can assign it to your students for homework. So you can assign the link to your students, and then you can, they can practice it at whenever they can. So it kind of gives you two different options. And then there's solo practice. So you can share, there's a practice link if you don't want anything to be recorded. So I'm going to assign this to you. We can play live right now. Okay, pick your mode. I'm going to pick classic mode, and that's pretty much like each person is to their own. So I'm going to pick classic mode, not assigned to any classes. I don't want it to assign to any classes. Where's the rest here? Okay, continue. Okay, so to play this game, use any device to open joinmyquiz.com. So I'm going to put in joinmyquiz.com in our Google Meet. So if you guys want to go to joinmyquiz.com, and then you guys can type in the code. The code is, so I would send this to you. Okay, so that's the code. Okay, so Aneta is in. It'll start showing me who is in. So I'd say, okay, class, type in your code, go to the website, and let's get started. And I'd wait till I have multiple people in the class or till I have everyone. So far, it's just Aneta.
I can't click on the link. It's not.
So how do you join the quiz again?
Okay, let me see here. Oh, I can share.
You open up a tab on your browser, and then you just type in joinmyquiz.com.
So if I press join myquiz.com, it's going to send me here to quizzes. Oh, you know what? I'm already kind of logged in, but it says enter game code. So now you have to enter the game code that I gave you. And then you press join.
And for those of you who are on the other page, the code is 768490.
I typed it into my browser and it took me out of the meeting.
Oh,
I don't get it.
Where are you? We still hear you, Lasia.
Yeah, but I did. It said I had left the meeting a few minutes ago. You type it into your own browser?
Yeah,
Yes, you have to open up a new tab.
Open up a new tab. Well, that's beyond my comprehension here.
So, when it's like file folders on the top of your screen, right?
Do you see my screen, Lesia, how I have all these new tabs? And you can press the plus button on the side at the top.
No, I don't see what you're talking about.
So right now you have your Google Meet tab, right? And you know how there's a little X that you can exit?
Okay.
Okay, beside it, do you have another tab?
Live dashboard.
Okay, do you have that?
On your screen.
On my screen, yes, but how about on yours? Do you have another one on yours? Is there a little plus button that you can add and open it?
No.
Can you open a new window separate from the Google Meet?
Probably not. It's a little beyond my comprehension.
Do you want to follow the game on how we play, and then we can look at maybe how?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do that. So here's the game we're going to start. I'm going to press start. So just to let everyone know, the screen that I was sharing shows it from my end as a teacher who is answering the questions and who's getting them right and wrong. But from your end, you would be answering the question.
What is that power of some button which sticker we are getting while playing a game?
And if you want, like, you don't have to answer the questions all correctly. We can just kind of go through them and just press them just so we have an idea. I'm going to end the game. I just ended the game just because it might take a while for everyone to finish. But just to give you an idea, if you didn't get a chance to log on, I mean, hopefully you could see it from your side on how the game would look like for you to complete it. And then from my side, you could see the screen on how the kids were progressing or how the students were progressing, how many questions they were getting right versus how many questions they were getting wrong. So I have used it in terms of, oops, just 1 second. Sorry, just 1 second.
Useful to you? Did you guys enjoy this game?
So that just kind of gives you a little bit of overview on how you could use it as a class live. You could also use it as, like I told you, you could use it as not an online, play live version, but you can assign it as homework. So if you press to assign as homework, you would pick the date. So learners should complete this quiz by. You can set a date on it. You can set the time, so how many days, press continue, and then you can post the link into your email to them, your post, your online classroom, whatever you use to send them information. And so that is what you could do if you wanted them to try it individually. You can also create a new quiz. Like you can create one from scratch. Okay, you can create a new quiz, you name it, you can choose relevant topics and so forth. And then you create the questions like you had seen. So maybe I want to say world languages. Maybe I want to look at here. Okay, world languages is my topic. Next. And then you can choose. Do you want it to make it a multiple choice quiz, a checkbox quiz, a fill in the blank quiz, a poll, or an open-ended? So you can kind of choose what type of question you would like. And then, and so forth. So that's how you would start creating your quiz. And you can start by doing a new question. You can have as many questions as you would like. You can make it, 3, 4, 5 questions. You can make it 10, 15, 20 questions. So those are all ways that you can look at creating one of these quizzes. Or you can do what I did. And I just found quizzes online that had things that I could edit. So another thing is, my food vocabulary. I mean, it's a draft. I'm not going to play it, but la ville. So I really wanted to look at, French vocabulary. And so I found a quiz that I liked, but guess what? I didn't like all the pictures all the time. So I edited the pictures. So I took out some pictures that I didn't want. Maybe it was a word that I wasn't teaching my students. And then I added in pictures that were something that I guess I wanted. So la piscine, which is pool, they had to pick which picture it was. What is this? Is it as a castle? Is it a church? Is it a city? Whatever you want your questions to be. So these were pretty, pretty easy. Le cinéma, they had to pick what it was. Okay, a movie theater, that's what they would pick. So and then you can keep them on file. So you can have them year after year after year. In this, you just log in and then all your quizzes are in folders. You can create a folder and you can put them all in and sort them out by category. So next year when I'm doing these kind of units or themes with my classes, I can then go back into this folder and actually use the ones that I did from this year and they don't expire. So that is what I have used quizzes for. It's kind of similar to Kahoot in the sense of kids can play Kahoot games. So if you have used Kahoot, it's similar. You send the students a code and they have to type it into the Kahoot website and then they can play your game. So again, I've had 2 new folders here. Oh, where is it? Nope. Let me see here. Okay. So here is, here are the 3 quizzes. I found these on here, so I can go to Discover, and then I can type in, you know, French trivia, French flags, Francophone around the world, and so forth. So what I did here was I did French trivia was one of them. And then I press play. So maybe I want to play it. So I want to teach. So meaning I can do this for virtual classrooms. I can do this on the board and kids could do it online right away. Or I can assign it for self-paced learning. So the same thing. I can assign a challenge game to learners who play it at their own pace. Or I can play it live as a game. So if we want to, we can play this live as a game. Or again, so if I press assign, okay, again, the date, the time that they should complete it by. You know, do I want a timer for my questions? I can press on or off. You know, you kind of pick your little options here, and then you press create, and then it creates it for you, and then you can pin it and post it onto your platform. If you want to play it live, we can play it live right now, and what we can do is, you know, my Kahoot is loading. I want to just play classic one-to-one devices because you are not sharing. And then ready to join. So right here, if you go to kahoot.it or with the Kahoot app. So if you have it on your phone, a lot of kids use their phones at my school. If they don't have their Chromebooks or whatever the case is, you can go to the Kahoot app, or you can type in Kahoot.it, Kahoot.it, and then you type in this game code. So 749012. And then we can play this game together. Okay. So for those of you that are looking for the actual link, we are going to, here's the actual link. Oh, sorry, Nina, I did not see your point here. Thank you, Maria, for these great tips. I would like to share this link. You can search any existing games or activities on any topic in many languages. You can create your own activities if you open an account. Learning apps. Okay, thank you.
What's the code, Maria? For the Kahoot we're playing?
The game code is this right here, 749012. Okay. Lesia, you will have to open a new window, like a new tab, in order to type this in. So
or Lesia,
at the top of your Google Meet window, you should be able to have an option to click to create a new tab.
Or Lesia, if you have a phone that has the internet, it's often easier to play on your phone.
Okay. So about 1, 2, 3, so about 9 people are joined. And we have about 18 in the group. So I think you can still join as we continue. Oh, someone just came off. So I'm going to start the game. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to press start. Okay, that's the title. So what is the meaning of the French expression c'est la vie? Okay. Is it this one or this one? So they have to click. Okay. So that shows that 2 people entered their answer and got it wrong, and 1 person didn't. So I'm going to go to the next question. So you are, so Eva is on the top. What does the French phrase RSVP mean in English? So 4 people got it right and 1 person got it wrong. It'll show you then who's kind of in the lead. And you continue on the game. The phrase "let them eat cake" is commonly attributed to whom? Okay. What country lies on the border between Spain and France? Okay, so I'm going to end the game. You can then see kind of who's at the top. Yay! Yay! Okay, so this kind of explains to you, or this shows you, maybe I can stop it here. Okay, thank you. Exit game. Leave. Okay, so this shows you here, I'm going to stop presenting now. Okay, so this that showed you a little bit how you could use Kahoot in your classroom. Quite a few of our teachers have used it with their kids in terms of vocabulary or certain grammar or whatever their topic is, in, I guess, in the classroom. And they felt that the kids were very excited to use it because they felt that they were engaged in the lesson. And then they assigned work for them to do during the week on their own. And then they would play like a Kahoot game just at the beginning of their online session, just for a review or maybe to introduce some new material. I did not see the questions either, only the colors. For some reason, I didn't see the questions and answers at all. Oh,
yes, same for me.
I wonder why. Did everyone else see the questions and answers?
I saw the questions and answers. However, this is the first time where it automatically did not connect me. I think we have a bad internet connection tonight, which is unfortunate because this is the night we're doing internet things.
Yeah. Only on, okay. So the questions and answers only show on host screens. Okay, but on host screens, questions and answers. Well, then how are the students able to do them then?
You get 4 different colored blocks. So you on my phone, one would be a blue triangle, one would be a red square, one would be a green circle.
So you have to see my screen. I have to share it with you.
Yes.
I get my kids to have 2 screens on their computer.
Okay. Okay, Annetta. Thank you. So that is that for Kahoot. There's another one called Pear Deck. I have not looked at it very closely, but it is a Microsoft application, but it can be used with Google, and some teachers really like Pear Deck. That might be something that you want to look at. It's called Pear Deck.
Do you guys find these games useful? Do any of you play these games with your classes now? In Viet School, we use Kahoot all the time.
I like it. I'm going to use it in Hindi school.
Does anyone have any questions on if you didn't understand one of the games or one of the applications that we used?
I think we need to try once.
Yeah.
Then we'll get more questions.
I have one question. Hi.
Yes, Vrishali?
Is it which one you will suggest me for the younger kids, like the kindergarten and more like those kids?
Yeah, Kahoot's very fun.
Okay.
Kahoot can be fun, and I would say quizzes is another one that you could use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you want, like FlipGrid is a great way to record their voices. FlipGrid is not a game. So it's something where you can pose a question to your class and then they have to record their answers individually. So my older teachers have used it to mark their oral ability. So they had to respond to a question and they had to speak in full Greek, and then she marked them based on what they talked about. And then our younger teachers used it as a tool to ask the kids, like, tell me a little bit about your favorite, your favorite food items, or who are the people in your family. So some of the kids were talking about people in their family. So they were saying, in my family, I have my mom, and then they would say the person's name, my dad, my sister, my brother, my uncle, whoever, my grandparent. And so they were able to introduce their family members. They can hold a picture and they can talk about the people in the picture, or hold a picture and talk about what's happening. Like, you can use it in many different ways. So you can set it for a minute maximum, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, up to 10 minutes.
So my another question is, like, if I'm on the Google Classroom,
yeah.
So all the kids need to download all this quiz or Flipkart or Kahoot, everything, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
for the Kahoot, they just need the game code. They don't need to be signed into Kahoot. They just need the game code. Yeah.
Okay.
They just need the game code to go into quizzes. For FlipGrid, though, you do, like, when you go and you press the code that the teacher gives you, and then you do have to have, if you use your phone, you need to download the app on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't have to have an account.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Justina says, are there any games that we could play during an online meet with students? Yes. So that, like I showed you, Justina, the Kahoot can be played online, but you have to create one, right? You can use quizzes and play together as a team. Those two would be ones that you could do. But without any programs. Without any programs. What do you mean by programs? Like, they do have to have a computer.
Hi, I was thinking about, like, so we don't have to download any games, any programs. So like I have thought about scavenger. So I would give them 5 minutes and ask them to go and look for like 5 objects, for example, something something like that. So I'm looking for games that I can just wing it, kind of, that I don't have to prepare much before. Just something easy and fast.
Okay. If you want, in terms of younger students, so
actually, I have grade 7, 8.
Oh, grade 7 and 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I know with Antonella, she teaches my son Italian school. I know it's like the kindergarten thing, but what she has them do is she will say, I need you to go around in your house and I need you to find 5 objects that start with the letter che or
yes. That's what I have. So that's the scavenger hunt that I was thinking.
So my son had to run around and he had to think about it, and he came back. He really likes that. Another thing to look at is, for junior high, I mean, I can look at, you can play a video. So if you want, you can play, for my junior high students, I have played a music video in French. And then what I get them to do is I get them to type out all the French words that they know that they heard.
Oh, that's a good one.
For example,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Okay.
words that they heard that they knew right away, or some of them like just how whatever they sound. So you can get them to type it out in the comments. You can get them to put it on Jamboard, and they can kind of each have their own little sticky note. You can do a picture where you show a picture on the screen, and the kids have to point out, you know, the colors or what the kids are doing, verbs that they see. So if you just put a picture, say, okay, everyone, name 5 verbs that you see. So eating, jumping, playing, catching, you know, depending what the picture is, right?
Okay.
If you're looking for something quick and easy, right?
Yes, that's, you know, instead of our field trip, we were supposed to have field trip for that day. And then I just don't want to have regular class. I want to do something fun for them. So
another thing too, I'm not sure if maybe somewhere in your country, I know that there's a few places around the world, like major museums that have virtual tours.
Yes,
so
yeah.
If there is a museum in your home country that offers a virtual tour, you might want to look at doing the virtual tour online.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one too. Thank you.
Another one could be Google Maps, because they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
You can look at getting them to maybe pick a city, one of their favorite cities in your country, and then maybe they can narrow in on Google Maps and they can try and find, you know, different businesses or different places in the Google
Or their grandparents' houses.
Yeah.
And show everybody. Yeah, that would be a good one too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Where did you find Jamboard? In the
Jamboard is an application if you have a Google Gmail.
Oh, okay.
So it's right on, like when you press the little waffle square on the side, you can look down, it'll be with all your applications. If it's not there, then you can go to just Google and download it.
Okay, thank you.
Maria, can you show them?
Sure, yeah. So here's my email. I'm going to click on the waffle and I'm going to go all the way down, and it's right here.
You're not presenting.
Oh, of course. Window. Okay. So you can go here, you can go down to the waffle, and I'm just going to click down, and I have found Jamboard, which is right here. My Google Classroom is here, Hangouts, like there's a bunch of different ones that I could do.
What do you do if you can't find it? Like if it's not on your screen?
So you have to download it.
Like how would you download something?
Yeah,
from there?
more from Google. So when you press more from Google, you have to, I think you can download it. So I think if I press more from Google here, products, I think if I search, there must be somewhere here where I can download Google Apps. Let's go to Google Apps. Google Play. So I can look up Jamboard. Okay, and then there's the Jamboard app. So I can press it and I can install it. Okay, so if you go to play.google.com, you can look up, there's Google Meet if you need to download it on your Apple devices, because Apple devices might not have some of these built into them. So you might have to download like Google Classroom, Google Meet, and those kinds of things. So there's many different types of apps. I really have not looked at a lot of these, but there's different things that you can look at. Any other questions?
How do you grade the homework which was assigned through the Google Classroom?
Okay, so Google Classroom, when you are, let me show you here. Okay, so if I'm going to go on to, I'm going to show you one of the Greek school classrooms. So if I go here and I click Classroom, and I go into, you know, our credits class. And she has all her, like she played a Kahoot game. So she has entered the pin, right? So the kids were able to play together. She talks about all the stuff that she's posting. So if I go to grades, you know, I kind of don't want to really look at, I can't really look at, I guess I don't want you to see our students' names, so I don't know how to block that. But if you could go into grades here, you could see that she has entered the mark for each student's assignment. So, for example, for classwork, it'll tell you if it's an assignment or not. So, for example, a written assignment, she has 2 turned in, 11 assigned. So this one, maybe it wasn't like a full assignment. I'm trying to think here. Let's see, do one where. Okay, so here's her assessment. Let's look at her assessment. Oh, where are her assessments? Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's a written assignment. Okay, so she has her assignment here. This is her assignment. But then when the students hand in their work, she can type in a mark that she gives them. So then when I went to grades, we're not allowed to show our students' names and grades, but once you go into grades, you can see that there are.
It's coming. I couldn't hear the last part.
Sorry. When you click on grades, you will see that students have been assigned a mark because every time that they submit an assignment, you can type in the mark that you're giving them. So now students can see their mark. They're not going to see the rest of the class's marks. You get to see them, and then you can keep your marks that way. Okay. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Any other questions? You can type in the comments which apps you thought were best suited for you. Or if you have any other apps that you have been using that have been, you know, really helpful or very successful in your online classes. Kahoot. Okay.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. If you have any more questions, Maria and I will be here for the next couple of minutes, but we want to thank you for coming. It's been really great having you, and I hope you got something out of today.
Hi, this is my friend.
Yeah, this is my daughter. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay. No.
Cool.
Okay, thank you. Thank you guys.